The number of new homes delivered last year increased by a fifth, with over 36,000 new houses and apartments completed, according to the Central Statistics Office. The government welcomed the rise, but the opposition says it's far short of what is required.
It's progress, but still not enough. 36,000 homes were built last year, a 20% increase on 2024. While the government had scrapped annual targets, it had earlier aimed to build 41,000 homes in 2025. The Taoiseach welcomed the improvement, but more is required.
We have to get more built, and that's why in the last number of years, that's why we're bringing in the legislation to reform the rental sector, to make sure that there's an investment proposition there for people to build apartments into the future. And that is why, for example, we brought down the VAT in the budget to narrow the viability gap, to enable construction of that type to happen.
In the Dáil today, the government was criticised over its track record.
You failed to meet your own target that you set for yourself by almost 5,000 homes, and you're dressing this up as some sort of success.
Tomorrow we will have the end of month homeless figures, which at December were 16,996 people, record number, living in the misery of emergency accommodation, including 5,321 children.
The building industry says a lot more needs to be done to ensure the supply of serviced land.
Extra funding has been announced for Uisce Éireann water infrastructure and for ESB for electricity infrastructure, and we need to see that infrastructure built out over the next number of months so that lands that have been designated for housing can now deliver more housing.
While the figures are heading in the right direction, it's still far short of the more than 50,000 homes needed per annum to have an impact on the housing crisis.
David Murphy is here now in studio. So a 20% increase in new houses, David, but it's still not enough, is it?
Well, it's definitely an improvement. That's the first thing. I guess the other thing is that it's being driven by a surge in apartment building, which was up 38% last year. Now, it needs to be seen in the context of the government's new housing target, which is 300,000 homes between 2025 and 2030. Now, that would average out at around 50,000 per annum, so it's below that level. Having said that, there are some big changes coming down the track which may have an effect. There are big changes in relation to rent rules. They may result in higher rents, but they may also result in more investment and therefore more building. I think the other thing we're seeing is changes in relation to the rules regarding apartment building, and it has to be seen in the context of a lower interest rate environment. They may help more building to happen if there is the serviced land for it. But the other question is the building industry capable of ramping up to the kind of level that the government needs to see in order to address the housing crisis? Because at the moment we've got very high rents, escalating house prices and a big homelessness problem.
All right, David Murphy, thank you.